Hi, my name is Stephanie, and welcome to Popsicle, or a mix of pop and classical, where I'll be posting a series of videos explaining the basics of arranging pop songs for piano. In my 10 videos, I'll be discussing pieces that I have hand-selected that represent a variety of genres of music, including pop, rock, hip-hop, EDM, and of course classical. For my first arranging through genres piece, I decided to focus on Wake Me Up by the legendary Swedish DJ Avicii. This genre would fall into EDM, electronic music, which I think often gets overlooked in pop music and as a result doesn't get arranged as much, even though a lot of people enjoy listening to it. The song instantly became a huge hit when it got released almost 10 years ago and still remains to this day one of Avicii's most famous and mainstream hits, so I decided to use it as an example for a beginner to early intermediate level arrangement. So the first thing I wanted to keep in mind was that I'm arranging this for early stage 2 students, so they've been playing piano for a year or so, have a good understanding of how to read notes, how to follow instructions like dynamics, and how to finish sight reading a piece by themselves. So I wanted to take note that this piece, Wake Me Up, the original song, has a BPM of 124. To simplify, I put 120 since it's a standard tempo marking. It's just a little bit slower so students don't feel pressure to play it as fast, but when they do, it'll sound pretty close to the original. I also wanted to keep the same key signature that the original song was in, which is B minor. With beginner level arrangements, I try to keep the piece in a key signature with no more than 3 sharps or flats, so I'll transpose if necessary. Then, as you can see, I kept my left hand motif pretty much the same throughout because there are a lot of right hand melodies, like the 16th notes, the repeated notes. There's a lot going on, so I found it to be best to keep a simple, repeated left-hand chord pattern that the student can easily get used to because it's consistent. Other common options for left-hand in arranging songs include Alberti bass, arpeggios, and more elaborate chord progressions, which I will address in later videos. The right hand, I decided to simplify the rhythm just a little bit, but still keeping it close to the original tempo, and as you can see, this is where the main melody, the chorus, comes in. For the last 4 bars, I decided to incorporate the most famous EDM part of the song that everyone knows. This is an example of the importance of notation and stemming every note within the beat. The first beat is a quarter note, so that's separate. Second beat, there's a dotted 8th and 16th note. Third beat is tied to the 4th beat, so now the student can clearly see how all these rhythms fall into their beats, and it's easy to count and subdivide. And now here's a recording of me playing the final version.